Here I have an advice for all guidance. I have an advice for you. Have you heard of the girl that slummed at Chrisland School? Okay, whatever is the cause of the death of that girl, only God knows. Even if anybody shout, anybody do anything, she may likely not come back. They may arrest some people, they may fight, they may do whatever. Whoever is gone is gone. Okay? So one of the reasons why some things can go wrong with people's children, that is why I'm bringing this advice. Before I give the advice, I want to give example of some life circumstances that we have witnessed before. There is a man called Ernest. He used to call his first son Skeleton, Skeleton, Skeleton. As he's calling this child Skeleton, calling this child Fool, calling this child Imbesa, I tell you, everything about this child begin to go down. The child was really behaving like a fool. If you call the child will not respond. If you ask the child a question, the child will not talk. And the child was really going down, as in emaciating always, because the father is calling him skeleton. So he was getting emaciated always. To an extent, when God says your time to rise has come, you will always rise. God helped one day, the child was really sick. And from this sickness, the child was rescued. Another person pick up the child to take the responsibility of the child, and the child jack back to life through that way. But there are some people that when they are in a bad situation, God may not come to their rescue until everything is over. Okay, so looking at this scenario, this child was becoming very slim, becoming like a fool, and seriously abnormal, because the father of the child was calling the child imbecile, fool, skeleton. So the sense was no longer there, and the body was always depreciating, emaciating, because this is what the father is saying. You know, the Bible says, in our tongue lies the power of life and death. Whatever we say from our mouth, it has effect. We are gods. Go and read the Bible. All human beings are gods. We are gods. Go and read the Bible. You know we are gods. Our tongue has the power. Okay, that one is an example. Then there is another example again. One woman was always telling her child, "What ye son dameru." Tell anybody that is from Isoko or Robo to interpret this thing to you. Water ye son dameru. It means you will eat shit, you will drink water, and you will die. And the woman continued to tell this child for a very long time, Water ye son dameru, water ye son dameru. You will drink, you will eat shit, that is your feces from your anus, you will eat it. You will drink water and you will die. Lo and behold, when this child got to, I can't remember how many years, but between 24 to 26 years, she was married and she was crossing the river with her husband to go to a farm across the river. The boat capsized. The husband and the people paddling the boat, they survived. But this very girl did not survive. She drank water in a spot where people used to shit, where people used to defecate inside the water. If you are from the riverine villages, you will understand what I mean. Many people in those riverine villages, they don't have toilet in their house. When they want to toilet, they go to the riverside, either by the side of the river, or they paddle their boat to the middle side of the river. They will shit there and they will go back home. Ask any local person from the riverine area, they will tell you that such thing exists. They don't have toilet in their houses. At that spot where people used to shit, the girl really swallow shit, drink water, and died there. It took her 3 days before they could find the body. She was already fat and swollen. When they brought her, people were crying, maybe it's the fault of the husband, is this and that. When they were crying and shouting, even the father fainted and this. I know down within me, this is the prophecy of the mother that has come to pass. The mother has always been saying, Water ye son dameru, water ye son dameru. You will eat shit, you will drink water and you will die. Look at it. This is exactly what has happened. So sometimes when some children go out to anywhere, they slumber and die, they do this and that. If it is possible to check the background of this child, you will see that the problem may likely not be coming from the school or from anywhere. The problem may be coming from the prophecy that they have prophesied into the life of the child. And that is why when you have a child, no matter how bad that child is, most times, first daughters, first sons, they suffer this thing because the mother is looking at this child like, I gave birth to you first. These other ones, we should put hands together to bring out the family. So if you are washing plates, you have to be fast. If you are sweeping us, anything you are doing, you have to be very fast. So if the child is not doing to the expectation of the mother or the father, they get angry and they start cursing this child. That is why if you even look at some church program now, they will be organizing program for first sons and first daughter. Parents have overcaused their children. Parents have overcaused most of their first child. So when things go wrong sometime, don't even look within that environment where the thing happened. If it is possible to check backward to see how has this child been living her life even in the house, has not somebody been causing this child, has not this been happening. So this is something you need to think about, and somehow is an advice for everyone. Don't curse your children. Don't curse your children. Don't curse your children. Know it always that you are a ghost. Ghosts are spirit that has powers. The reason why we are a bit limited is somehow we are very busy with our life activities. We are in a modern time. All this. That is why our power is a bit reduced. If not, we are very powerful. So don't talk to your child anyhow. Anything you don't want to see in your child, don't say it. A girl was reporting to me the other day, her child is behaving somehow. If he tells the child something, the child will frown, the child will do this. The child is even trying to talk back at her. And now ask her, are you sure you are not in any way over shouting or doing something this child did not like? Because that the person you are talking about is a child does not mean the brain is not functioning. Is there one day the child complained that I call her a fool? I will say, see it. How can you call your first daughter a fool? Automatically, she has become a fool as you want her to be. If you talk to a fool is not supposed to respond well. Rather, is supposed to grumble or no, the reaction of a foolish person and a wise person cannot be the same. So you call your daughter a fool. Now she's behaving like a fool. So if you want her to behave well now, go to her, apologize and call her name, tell her sorry, pat her on the shoulder and tell her sorry, you are not going to call her a fool again. Then you have to go into prayer and tell God that God, you have cancelled this thing. How would you feel after you pay all the school fees, all the feeding and everything? At the end of the day, your child is a fool. Please let parents learn. Let parents learn. Anytime you realize you've made a mistake, because I notice some people their language is always insult. Come on from there, idiot, foolish, stupid. It has become a lifestyle somehow. So anytime you are doing this thing to your child and you realize that you are doing this, please say sorry, you are sorry is a mistake. Revert it immediately. Say, God forbid, though, my child is not a fool, or nothing bad will happen to my child. Just make a quick prayer and nullify that thing you have said. It's very bad. Even to housewives, a lot of husbands used to insult wife. Stupid, idiot, this did it. You will see a very beautiful, good girl doing well in business, everything, even work and the rest. When she got married, things begin to go down. Go and investigate very well. Sometimes the husband is calling her a fool and imbecile and all those things. I know of a woman that have 10 children for a man, but the man is calling her an imbecile, a fool. Anytime anything just go wrong, you na fool. You na fool. Fool like you. And really, the woman's life is going down because the husband, which is automatically the father now because the bride price has been paid, is always prophesying for her that she's a fool. So please, let all parents, all guardian, and even husband learn. Prophesy good things for your children, your wife, so that life will be good. Don't prophesy death, madness, or whatever. Please.